getting up and doing it. We can do anything.
You know, I didn't even want to do this. I really didn't. You know, I shouldn't have had to have ever have done this. But for generation after generation, Americans have just been complacent. You know, they just want to sit on their butts, plug into the television. I encourage every one of you to unplug the flat screen thought generator, please, and thank you very much. But, you know, I didn't want to do this. And yet, I wasn't seeing anybody doing it. I speak to hundreds of people, you know, all throughout my day. I speak with people, and the common theme is somebody needs to do something about that. And yet, the very people that say that something needs to be done or that somebody needs to do something, they seem to be so unwilling to do it themselves. For whatever reason, whether it's their fear of being ridiculed or whatever, I don't quite understand that. You know? And I'd like to call out some people who call themselves 3%ers. It's one thing, you know, to stockpile weapons and ammo, MREs, but that's not the first thing that needs to be done. It needs to be done, of course, but our first recourse that we want to be exercising is through this government that we have. You know, the systems is in place through the 10th Amendment for us to do everything that we need to do. But you 3%ers, don't be so anxious to go to the gun, because the gun is going to lead us to a very, very ugly place that none of us want to go to. None of us want to go there. And yet, when I would speak to my 3%er brothers and sisters, I don't see them driving to Cheyenne on a Sunday afternoon to stand in front of the Capitol and put Wyoming government on notice. I don't see that from you. I see you going to parades and drinking beer and hanging out at the lake. Perhaps you're even out training. I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you're not doing. And you're not doing this. And that bothers me. Everybody else just seems to be so complacent. Something needs to be done. But what can I do? Well, you can start by getting your ass off the couch, turning the fucking television off. That's where you start. You get out and you speak with your circle of friends, your peers, your neighbors. This is how it starts. It's talking. You know? But at some point in time, you have to do more than just talk. You have to have some action. You know? Everybody can talk a big story. Everybody's a patriot until it's time to do patriot shit. This is patriot shit. Going and putting your government on notice is patriot shit. Just because you've stacked your pantry full of MREs and the crawl space is stacked up with cases of ammo, that's only part of your duty as a patriot. This is your duty as well. You need to become involved. Get out in your community. Explain to your friends and neighbors why they need to get off of their ass too. We need all of you, all of us. It's up to each and every one of you listening to this, listening to me ranting and raving. I don't want to be doing this. Man, you know what? I would love to be at the lake, hanging out, fishing, having fun with my friends, but I'm not. Like I said, I did not want to have to do this, but were you doing this? No, you weren't. And if you were trying to do this, everything you've done so far has accomplished nothing. Well, it's time we try another approach. We go straight to the horse's mouth, if you will. We go straight to the Wyoming government and we demand that they assert the 10th Amendment. That is the tool that we need to use at this time. We don't want to we don't want to have to resort to the other tools that are stacked up in the basement, in the garage, in your pantry. That is a dead-end street, and a lot of people will suffer. I want you to think about that. I want you to think long and hard about that. And those of you pushing gun control, the shitstorm that you are attempting to create, you will never be immune from. Remember that.